Good evening.
Yes, Mr. Keshe, please.
Sorry, I just come in because we just heard from our friend from Sao Paulo saying to be the anniversary of the One Cup One Life. Actually, he's not far wrong. The video was made exactly 12 months ago tonight about this time. I arrived from Istanbul around about 8, 9 o'clock at night. And before boarding the plane, I asked the Keshe Foundation Center in Austria to make a presentation platform to show what I will be delivering as a One Cup One Life. And within a couple of hours, the scene was set again on a late night in the Austrian Research Center, and was literally filmed about this time. Our target was to release it before 12 o'clock at night, which on the 25th was the Chinese New Year. And we managed, and we informed the Chinese community to stand by for a gift for the Chinese New Year for the Chinese Keshe Foundation. And we know this cup, its simplicity, has saved at least 500,000 lives in Iran, and much more, and more in what we call China and around the world. But the beauty of it is we save so much, but in silence. This has been a silent saver because the media will not release it, and even the Chinese top website, which is Tencent.com, went out after 3-4 days, brought in millions of Chinese making it. It was put right on top of the Tencent.com, which is the largest website in China in the world, with more than 1 billion people going through it every day. And it's part of the what we call the WeChat and the payment system of the China, so everybody knows. And many people took it up, and many people went with it, even the army using it. But the beauty of it is, in a hidden way, the One Cup One Life is a cup of life if you understand the working of it, not only for today, but if you understood the concept and the principle behind it, man can use this knowledge in the universe. And it'll still save him and save life of the man. And it's nice to have everything to be precisely more or less the same time, the same date type, and the same place. And exactly this time on 24th of January last year, around about just before 12 o'clock, we released this to the Chinese community, and it literally went viral in China. But no one outside China ever knew till we brought it out in Iran, and now many of you use it. But in essence, if you understand the work of the fields in Cup of Life, it's a cup of eternity. It is how you will live, and you do. Jalal was talking about what we need, and one of the biggest wishes of man has been to live a long time, or you call it the cup of youth, that you can stay young and you can stay alive. And in a way, mankind has not realized that he does not need a cup of youth to stay young, to stay alive, to stay healthy. The soul of the man lives for eternity. And it's only the physicality which might change what's called the point of manifestation. And with the understanding of today, you don't even need to consider life in the dimension of physicality if you take the dimension of the soul and understand the working of the energies and the matter state. And in a way, we all possess the cup of youth, we all possess the cup of life, and we all live to eternity, because once our soul is created as amalgamation of one, we divide to more, or we amalgamate to become bigger, or we absorb more to become. So in reality, none of us will ever die. And once our soul is established, we become part of the structure of the field. We become that neutron, which Alex was talking about. And in time, when our soul loses enough energy of its own in the space where it could be, it'll split. It'll become the proton and neutron. It'll become the twin star. Or in a way, it becomes Adam and Eve. Or in another word, it becomes the creator and his creation. And if you understand this, if the whole of the universe is that atom, where the whole of the universe is that part of the atom, which what we call electron, then you can imagine the greatness of the creator as a proton. And in truth, if he has created the whole of the universe as what we call his creation, for him to confirm his existence, that he can see with the presence of that electron its own creation that is created, then we realize how feeble the man is. If for the first time now that we open the understanding in a more extensive way, we realize that our universe and the totality of the universe, which is beyond our imagination, is that Eve. Then you can imagine how big our creator is and how he affects the dimension of the creation. And in so many ways, in essence, we all have within us the essence of the creator, because we come from it in the essence of the division of the field. And every creation, every soul we create is a reflection of his beauty, because by his field shining on us, we show our existence, our manifestation, we exist. In a way, as I always say as a nuclear physicist, we have never seen through, in reality, the proton, but we know of the existence of it because the electron shines when the light of proton, the energies from the proton, interacts and shines upon it. And then we understand, in essence, how big the whole structure of the creation is. And then, in that essence, we'll see we never die. We are part of ever conversion and everlasting, the totality of love and creation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. for supporting our endeavors here. Even without you speaking, we feel your presence and sense your presence.
Thank you very much, Mr. Keshe.
We didn't hear any cooking in the background, Mr. Keshe. Did you already finish?
No, I'm cooking the next cup of life. This is called the cup of soul.
Yes, indeed.
It's hard to believe it's been a year, but happy birthday to the Cup of Life, and actually happy birthday to all of us, because we talked about this the other day, without the Cup of Life, we would really, in so many ways, be hopeless or greatly saddened. But with the birth of the Cup of Life, it's given us a tremendous inspiration right around the world. And so we thank you for that, Mr. Keshe. And to all the visitors to this channel today, especially to all the European community and Asian community that's here at an extremely late hour, thank you so much. Today was a wonderful session, and I thank you for allowing me to continue my teaching. Beautiful Sunday. Thank you so much, Mark. I'm going to sign off.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Mr. Keshe. Would anyone else like to add anything else? Or Mr. Keshe may take a question if he's up to it or would like to.
Mr. Keshe, if you could answer one question for me. Viruses make us evolve. Do you see any signs yet of humankind evolving with this virus to be immune to it?
The beauty with this virus is not the virus. The evolution has come through the change of the society. When you look at it, this virus, sooner or later, many of us will create immunity to it. We become immune, we'll find ways. But what has brought is a change in the structure of the society, which was going on for thousands of years. The true effect of this virus will, in a way, the way we look at it, will be shown in the change of the construction and the structure of the society. The real end to this virus will appear in the next 3 to 6 months, where people want to return. They stopped, they go back, they want to start, and they get fed up with the governments, their restrictions, the limitations, the way the people have to have injections and they have allergies and they can die of it. And all that will build up. What this means in reality, in something which I recently explained to governmental officials, is that we know majority of the people who have died of this virus or show side effects are the people who have allergies. So people with allergy cannot have it, cannot take this injection, or they die. So if you want to travel from one country to another, you're a president of the United States, you have whoever, and you have to have an injection, and it's going to kill you, are you going to take the injection, take the trip? And then we will see new laws. We will see new dimensions coming that people who have allergies would not have the injection. They can be exempt of the exemption. Then it'll come, if they can be exempt and nothing can happen to them, and they're risk to be on the plane with me, why should I take the injection? And we will see the backlashes of this starting coming up. In a way, at the moment, they have locked us down, but we know with all the things which are coming down, most of the lockdown is for governments to see the effect of these injections on their people. We've seen problems in Israel, we've seen problems in America, we've seen deaths coming up very rapidly around the world, and many, many side effects. And this is showing that there is a flaw in applying. Most probably half of the world leaders would not be able to travel. Or we go in the dimension of what we see, internet work and manufacturing in the factories. People get injections to work and we buy it and we bring it. And as we've seen, many of the Western European, American ports, they stopped for a while any containers coming from China. We saw the process because they said brings viruses. Now there's more viruses everywhere else, and then what happened to the containers from China? What is the position that many goods are not appearing in the market? Because there is a huge, huge structural problem in the society and in these lockdowns, because I give you a very small window into the work. If you understand from the commercial industrial point, what the backlashes of this will be in next 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I used to run international cooperation, and from second week of January till the end of February was the only time I ever worked. I used to travel around the world in big exhibitions, purchasing, ordering, and the rest of it. Now, all these exhibitions have gone on the internet. But the reality is, people will not have that kind of money to spend next year because you're home, you're given enough to live, governments are not giving you too much. The power of purchase has gone. So manufacturing side will weaken. Local manufacturing might take a strength, but the world economy on trade will collapse in a very significant way, as manufacturers are literally, most of them, running to limits. They can push it for another few weeks, another 6 months, but totally tourism is zero. Totally catering or restaurant and hotels are zero. And you find a lot of zeros will add up. People cannot get hold of, as we see in England, construction materials, because the main chipboard manufacturer has shut down with the corona, and they're on more and more. But the real truth, the real effect of the corona will not be the disease, but the reconstruction of the society. How governments will allow people to receive money, how governments will allow people to be able to survive without going to work, and then for the jobs which is lost, it'll take 10 to 15, 20 years to come back, some of it, and it pushes us in two ways. Industrialization or delivery of new technologies in a very rapid way. And most of you, we will see from this week, from tomorrow, a new move by the Keshe Foundation to start introducing the new technology of the Keshe Foundation worldwide. In the structure of the foundation, we take steps to bring the Keshe Foundation to be known internationally as one of the major corporations in the world. But what we do, we are using years of experience which we have in trading and industrial, and bringing some of our backlog companies which have been sitting and working in different ways into cooperation of the Keshe Foundation, where we create that step. You will see very rapidly in the next few weeks that the Keshe Foundation will be prominent right across the world. And the team of the Keshe Foundation start working, they receive their instructions, and the process starts from tomorrow, where we not only bring things in, but in a very hidden way, very, very slow, the way we done, we work. I set up this years ago, and I always looked at it. When the time is right, I would call into it. And I think the time is right to call up onto it and bring new changes for the foundation. The Keshe Foundation team worldwide will expand rapidly and will come to every nation of you from next week. We'll come to you in a way with the heading of the Keshe Foundation, with the two ladies, to change a lot of things which we go into people's home. We go into the construction of a structure where most of the knowledge seekers have set and laid the program for us to bring that change. You will see Keshe Foundation in places which we allowed a lot of knowledge seekers to work in, to build their grounds, and now Keshe Foundation will come to take place, to manifest itself and introduce the new technologies. You will see the first changes on the Keshe Foundation website from tomorrow, and this will build up worldwide. Wherever you will go in the next 3 to 6 months, you will see the Keshe Foundation. Internationally, we set out. As I said, I have a long history of trading internationally. I still own companies which are multinationals. So we're bringing that in to bring the change, because now it's time for the change. People don't have the money. Governments cannot support to pay. People cannot afford paying to have. It's time to introduce a technology which can feed you, which can heat you, we can clear air for you, and has the capability to do. And you'll see us to change. And this is what I was waiting for. If we would have entered in an earlier time, wasn't the right time. We are entering exactly the right time to do. And as you saw last week, we came in with an enhancement air unit. New technologies will be received and will be delivered. And in a way, as I said, the change which the virus has brought and bring us is the delivery of new technologies, new sciences, where will change the course of humanity. And it's nothing but better than now to do. One of the things which we'll add in the coming weeks, once we start the enhancement unit, is the feeding system through the air system, which means we'll feed you through the air system in the house. You can buy a system for viruses, you can buy a system for food, you can buy a system for heating, you can buy a system for medicine, or you can buy a combination of four. The air enhancement unit is a multiple purpose system which we will extend in the next few weeks to a feeding station. People cannot afford. Government gives them £1,000. You put this in the house, you don't feel hungry.
What about satellites? Is there no way to get it on a satellite so that it can be spread worldwide?
We will work in different ways. We will work in different ways, and we have to work in different ways. Keshe Foundation has a very direct way to go. We will show the first flying car. We will show the first, what we call, systems in the coming months of that you do not need to even buy an electric car. Don't need for batteries, that you need to charge and burn fuel somewhere else. Very soon people will not be able to afford to pay the fuel. World industry will not collapse, but needs a new change, and we are there to introduce it. This is why I introduced the air enhancement unit. Air enhancement unit has changed the environment of the house. Air enhancement unit will feed you. You can buy filters that last 12 months or 6 months, and no one in the house needs to eat. And you take all the pleasures of living a normal life without. We have now in the research center, tomorrow will be returned to us, the systems that will change what they call the use of the medication and medicine.
Will
I
this
see.
be set up worldwide? Will there be
Worldwide,
local
worldwide,
manufacturing?
global. The whole thing will be done globally. You will see how Keshe Foundation will appear around the world in a very rapid way. Keshe Foundation team has received instruction to go ahead, and they start from tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe. We've been waiting a long time. Thank you.
It's time for us to come in, and it's time for the Keshe Foundation to be known. We'll come through the known channels. We're not going into other channels, but you will see Keshe Foundation to become recognized name in the retail. We are now coming with different things, but we are coming with the same process. You know, you should have, I mean, not you should have, but you have learned the pattern of my work. I always give a freedom till they hang themselves, and when they hang themselves, they can't blame nobody. I gave the key to the government, so it's 2.5 years. They didn't respond. I gave, then all of you cried, I betrayed you, you said you're still one of those communists on the governments and everything. We opened the technology, we gave you the patents, we gave you the keys. Some of you have not managed to do anything. I did something very interesting with all of you, and I warn all of you, I warn all the knowledge seekers. My technology is free. Use my technology, but remember where it came, put back into the foundation. According to the Chinese government, there are 26,000 websites and channels only in China with Keshe Foundation 2 years ago. We don't know how many more now. None of them ever put anything back into the foundation. We have thousands of the Keshe Foundation knowledge seekers having websites, selling goods, selling products of the Keshe Foundation without the Keshe Foundation being present anywhere. From tomorrow, we take over. They have opened the market for us. They have brought everything in public. They are earning a lot of money from the works of the foundation. From tomorrow, we take over ourselves. And you will see the name of the Keshe Foundation worldwide, because in essential, according to the Chinese government, billions of dollars has been done in the past 3 years on the Keshe Foundation technology only in China. 3 years ago was 100 million according to their estimate. And now it's running to billions. People are selling enhancement waters. They're selling it in Iran the same way. We announced a series of work in the coming weeks. No public announcements. We just structured it in the background and we just go. And our team is ready to move, and you will see.
Will volunteer organizations who are giving out at the moment be brought into this structure?
We will look at it step by step. As I said, always said, don't let me loose in commercial side. That's why I left the world of business 20 years ago. And exactly 20 years later, I'm coming back in. But now I split my time between the industry and research and the Keshe Foundation equal to bring this in. I have the expertise. I have done it for 20 years. I'm a self-made billionaire in trading. And I bring that knowledge now into the Keshe Foundation. And I have my other structures from the past which will come in to support the Keshe Foundation. We bring a lot of things in. I was explaining to the heads of the Keshe Foundation in a meeting in the past 24 hours that we will change, we will come in very smooth. We don't shout on how, but you will see in the next 3 months, 6 months, wherever you turn into the internet, you will see the Keshe Foundation. They controlled the news and media. We will come in through the world of internet and we will see the process. But the knowledge will be done in a massive way. We still deliver new technologies. I still spend time in the laboratories developing, but you will see the Keshe Foundation wherever you go, whatever you touch, you will see the manifestation of the Keshe Foundation technology. And as I said, we allowed knowledge seekers to spread their knowledge. Now we come in a way, as I was explaining to the head of Keshe Foundation, I have a very bad habit. I learned in the early years of my work that if you give a room to somebody else that you think they're there to survive, they become a noose around your neck. And I'll leave no room for anyone to create such a position for the foundation. We'll see the interaction, and those of the Keshe Foundation who did or what they do or knowledge seekers have to find a new way to structure themselves or coming back to the foundation and put the things which they thought they can get away with to put it right. And this is how it's going to be. Those individuals we know, the companies of the Keshe Foundation, some 51 companies in 51 nations we have, they'll start kicking. Some of them already been given instruction to start as of Friday of this week. And we'll go to this way. But we don't announce anymore how we're going to do it, where we're going to do it. But you will see us everywhere. Wherever you turn in the next 6 months, gradually, you will see Keshe Foundation in products. And I don't leave my behavior in a business world. It's very different than the Keshe Foundation as a foundation. I work ethically, but I have one rule. I leave nothing behind. Because what is left behind can become infectious and can cause problems. So I take everything. And this is in an ethical way, the correct way. We take the whole market in the way we do. And we will do this in a way that the Keshe Foundation will become a process and a system that we take over decision-making in how and who. Those who have no money, system will be given to freely. Those who have the money, they pay for the systems. We're still the same way as education. It will not change. If you don't have money to become a student, we accept you as a student freely. But if you have, you pay, and it will be the same. And we come in the right time, the right way, And it's part of the enhancement process technology plus everything else. You will start seeing.
Thank you so much, Mr. Keshe.
You will start seeing the work of the Keshe Foundation in true way that we work. And as I always said, never hidden it. All the business brings philanthropists after they made it. We became philanthropists, we gave everything free. Now we make business out of it to bring the change. The environment is ready for it, but this is what I call the dividend of Corona for the Keshe Foundation. We gave the technology to save. Now we take over the technology in a very, very rapid way. And this is set up. And you will see us, you will see wherever you put your, what I call the mouse of the computer, and you know where you can find us, you will see us. We are not coming in a different way, we're coming the way we know. And with a proven technology, with a proven, what they call, organization, we'll push to a limit of bringing the change. But change in the society, not change to govern. The governing, we leave to those who is their job, which is Universal Council. We provide the facilities for them to do. And now you will see massive new products, massive enforcement and delivery of products around the world in a very rapid way by the Keshe Foundation in the next few weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Keshe, not that we need to know, but who switched the light from red to green?
I did.
Thank you.
The Keshe Foundation, we are very much centralized, and this is the request of the many of the heads of the Keshe Foundation. The two ladies keep on asking for this, can we do that, can you do that? So it brought us to this point. But on the other hand, political, economical situation is right to take this step. I'm not afraid of failures, but I'm afraid of not doing what we are supposed to do when the time is ready, and this is the time ready for us to do. And those who've know me for past 40, 50 years, they know I always make big moves in January, February. Even in purchasing, I always make my moves in January because it's the time when it brings a fresh people expect new, and it has a logic behind it. European and Chinese New Year fall one after another, and people come all fresh to go together. And somehow world mentality works that way.
Mr. Keshe, there are a lot of people who have allergies and who don't know they have allergies with all of the different food processing. Will these colors and things in the clothes and in the food be taken out? And the wheat problem with the gluten allergies?
There is a way how to handle it, and there's a way how we want to handle it. There's a lot of things has to change in the process. If we move, this is a discussion we have in the background. We're doing a lot of work with it in China, with the Chinese Keshe Foundation over a year. We can change, bring new colors, or in a plasmatic way that creates no allergy. If you use plasma colors, you have no allergy because the reflection of the color is within the structure, even in the food. It is a system which will take to go, and the Chinese team has done a lot of work on this in the past 2 years.
So you've already been working on it and have the solutions for all of this.
We already have the solution. We know the solution. It's not that we are working on it. We know the solution. If you read book number 3, it tells you that the color of cancers, there is a picture for that.
The color of Ganses.
Yes, we'll refer to that. The colors stay separate, and cancers have a color which we are not used to, but a lot of them are near to us. If you look at your CH3 color, look at your hydrogen color. These are not normal colors that we have matching. If you look at your CO2 colors, because once you put these colors into polymers, they become stable as energy. And we can even determine the time of. At the moment, we have a huge problem with plastics because we don't know when they can be dissolved. We can produce, and it's been done, that we can, within what we call the structure of the plastic, put in a timer with gases on the energy transfer. But the biggest problem is you have a bottle of water and it has a time of a year on it. If you haven't sold it or you haven't used it, you get the water in your fridge. If you understand the implication of. You can dictate the time. We know this. This is not an unknown to technology. We know this in the nuclear industry. And this is, to me, it's like black and white. As a nuclear physicist, we know this. So I extended it into the plasma technology and the gas technology. You get sick, you go to the hospital, they give you a nuclear injection, lasts 1 minute or 10 seconds or 30 seconds, depends where they want to do it. We have nuclear materials which we want to be effective for half an hour or 2 days to see the effect of it in the body. We're not doing something we don't know. We already have that understanding. We know just we change it instead of the nuclear into the plasma, which is the father of the nuclear. So clothing, new colors, new structures, new processes is different. It's the same. Yeah, this morning, I gave instructions for construction material to be made of the GANs, and on Friday last week. Keshe Foundation teams now start working on the construction materials. You will see it in the next few weeks.
Mr. Keshe, it's Dean here. Can I ask regarding the flying car? Is this still going to happen above Linz or in the exhibition hall?
We still have an agreement to be shown in the exhibition hall, but it's closed.
So you can still use the hall for yourself, but no one will be present.
They asked us even last week, I think, are we going to still to show the car? And we said yes.
But you can
But no.
video it.
Pardon?
You can video it.
I'm still alive.
Mr. Keshe, can you put the color in the hair of the woman? You know, the hairdresser, the color. You know, people color their hair.
Yes, but you want to have new colors?
No,
Women
no,
don't have enough of it?
She wants a safe
Or
henna
you want to
color.
have a hair like a Martian's? Pardon?
I said she wants a safe hair color like henna color.
Yeah, but on the other hand, if you understand a further step into this technology, you can have the color as your emotion is. You can be white at night and gray in the morning and black in the afternoon. Depends how your husband likes it.
Ooh.
Mm. It's not, these are not dreams, these are realities if you know how to do with it. Look at it this way. You put your gases in a container And a few days later, by change of the environment, it changes from black to brown or to orange. Hasn't it happened to many of you? I was talking to a guy in the lab last week, and he says, "Oh, this was in black, and then when I do this with it and I leave it there, it goes to green." I said, "Of course it does." It's very easy if you understand the work of the emotion and how you can create colors which are emotion. You will make clothing like this. This is what the birds do. We are not doing something new. Don't the animals change their color to suit their environment? Now we know how to do it.
Yeah, you remember this bird which changing the color?
Yes. Bird is still there, and so is the knowledge of the Keshe Foundation. Now we show. I wonder if any of you will put a system in your pocket and you wear the cloth which is made of the Keshe Foundation energy fields, and you walk on the street and you just keep on changing color. It'll be a suit today, it'll be a skirt in the afternoon, and it'll be God knows trousers by night. These things are real. And now, in a way, being in the lab and taking over the commercial side, which I never wanted to do. I walked away from industry business 20 years ago, exactly this year, in January. I announced to my secretaries and my board of directors, I'm not coming to the office anymore. And they said, you cannot do. Says, you'll see me. As I said, my pictures are still hanging in my boardrooms. I haven't been there for 20 years. They still polish the days and the tables every day. One day I'll go back. Haven't been for 20 years.
It looks as though we're in for a very interesting time, Mr. Keshe.
We are entering a changing time.
I hope the education facilities can catch up with us.
I think governments have to organize that part of the education. Keshe Foundation education is not big enough to handle such, so it will come into the hand of the governments. This is what my thoughts and plan has been for years. We cannot be, there is enough teaching, enough material to be taught, and it's been taught from the basic. If you go to the basic material, 12 weeks, 5 days a week, 60 hours, 6 hours a day has been taught solid from the scratch in the first teachings of the Keshe Foundation in Bari. No teaching education has been done so first and anywhere in the past. You have what you call 365 average 4 hours, average of 1 hour of it is teaching. You have another 365 hours of solid teaching new technology every day, plus all the other teachings, plus all the other bits. There's an excess of 2,000 hours of teaching.
I think somebody clever needs to turn it into a viral computer game that the young kids can get into and play and learn at the same time.
Keshe Foundation will never go in, KFSSI will go big in teaching, but in collaboration and work with the governments. We do not see anything possibility to go if you go into man's teaching, or we go through the teaching of the Keshe Foundation, which is the easiest way to teach through the soul.
Mr. Keshe, hi, this is Kay from London. Sorry to disturb you again. Just a quick question. The air unit, could that also be adapted for elevating the soul to such extent that just average people who are inside the household, they could elevate their soul in order to learn the knowledge
Yes,
at the soul level. Could that be
yes,
possible?
yes, it is. We already announced it.
Understand that it elevates the soul, but to a level where the soul which carries the universal knowledge can be achieved or can be accessed by our soul of physicality, by our physicality.
So yes, yes, it can be done. It depends on, you see, this is what I keep on saying, and this is what something which most of the knowledge seekers just walk over it and they don't understand the total meaning of
Essence.
it, in essence, as you call it, Kobushan. We teach, you make the cup of life, you have made cup number 1, you made cup number 2, and you keep it. That if you get the corona, you can use it. You got it, but you didn't use it. But generally, people make the cups and they don't use it every day. But when it comes to use it, you buy a patch from the Keshe Foundation and you put it on the shelf. If I have a pain, I know where to put the patch. Now, we have taught you, and in the background of it, when the time comes, through all the ganses and all the teaching and systems which we developed and you will use, or you develop and you will use, the teaching of the essence of the universal language is in it. But when we open the door of the universal community, you see, how come I can understand them, but I've never been taught? I've done all this work in the background, in a hidden way with all of you. Now, when we open the universal community to humanity, all of you can communicate. We don't need translators. We don't need people to sign language. Even if you go on the passing of the Fabio, I taught those who understand a very simple sign language to start the trigger of the soul to physicality. And a lot of people, they thought it's just a handshake. This is how you open your soul into the dimension of triggering your soul to communicate. This is very simple. I have put everything in open, so open that you don't see. And that's the beauty of my work.
You're just a humble, I should talk about myself, sorry. I'm just a humble dumpster human. It's so difficult to ascertain and to grasp the things in its totality and its essence. As you say, of the things you throw it at us and we're oblivious about it. It's just like you know, it's just like as if it's just the air coming and going. It's terrible. It's the habit of humans.
We are so busy with the other things that we don't see what we have, where we are. And this is the biggest trick. And in that process, we teach you the same. You're so busy with your everyday lives that half of the teaching is not understood. If you go back, in one of the teachings, I explained what happened to us. When you're not aware of it, you don't see it. And because you don't see it, you don't know what's happening to you, but it's actually happening around you. And I always explain this in the context of what happened with me and David Copperfield. If you know who David Copperfield is.
Magician.
The magician, yeah. We were in city passing and we saw David Copperfield making a presentation, but everybody bought the tickets. We were the last lots. We just saw it to go. So we bought the ticket. We went in, as there were no other tickets. We were right in the stands on the top, too far away. But it was there, at least we were there to see. The guy knocked on my shoulder and says, Would you like to go to the front rows? And they must have seen us buying tickets already. We must have bought the last ticket. And we said, yes. He says, come with me. So we all got up. We thought it was a joke. But where did he take us? He took us really, really right to the front rows. David Copperfield was meters away. After the show, I realized who the magician was. Where they sat us was a stand just behind the chairs we were sitting. And guess where did David Copperfield manifest himself in one of his shows? In that stand behind us. The trick was that because we were so happy being at the front, we won't take much notice. We are, what do you call it, baffled by the scene. So he could do whatever he likes. And, you know, he walks and passes, we don't see him, and he goes on the stand. And we thought the magic was really done on us. And we made a fool of. But in reality, I have given you everything. And nobody's been made a fool of. It's just that if you were aware why and how you got to this point, everything is on the table. When the time comes, you all will speak the universal language. When the time comes, you all understand it. But you have not gone to France. How do you want to speak French? Every day. And we work in every direction and dimension. We teach and we show. We still do the physical things because you got to be busy somewhere. We didn't sit down and says, come and worship us, and we show you magic every day. I work like every one of you every day. Morning, late night. Last night till about 4 o'clock in the morning. Because I was designing, planning the new future of the Keshe Foundation business structure. It has to be perfect. The teaching is perfect, the technology is perfect now. All the things you've seen now, the true essence of the commercialization of the Keshe Foundation starts. And in a way, it's thanks to all the knowledge seekers. They've done all the work, but they never put back into the foundation what they took from the foundation. Now we go in and we thank them very much for establishing in the market for the Keshe Foundation under his own name, his own title, his own prices, his own technology will come into the market from tomorrow. We will not be on the Keshe Foundation websites anymore as of tomorrow. We try to go out, Keshe Foundation knowledge seekers, every country will be set the same way. You'll understand hopefully by next week, next couple of weeks, how we set it out.
Will you be going into this in detail on Thursday?
No, we just work. You will see us on the what we call on the internet. You will see us gradually in the next 3 months, 6 months, how we go through it. And we work in the background. We don't need, we have enough knowledge seekers around the world who work with us. We have 51 companies around the world, maybe 53 now, and we work through them.
So everything is arranged and
No,
organized?
everything is going to be arranged and to be organized, but fundamentally, this is a business plan I delivered 35 years ago, and it has been successful for me in my other business. It's my own creation of way to work, and so this is the maybe fifth time I go through the same process. But this time, gradually, we build it up very quickly within knowledge seekers, within the structured Keshe Foundation, totally within our technologies. And I have, as I said, a very bad habit. I don't leave any bones behind, because if you leave the bones, they rot and they can cause problems.
I see. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, right.
You need to read between the lines when Mr. Keshe speaks. Always, like David
So
Copperfield.
this time we are not talking between the lines. We're very straightforward about it. We gave the knowledge seekers to spread the knowledge. We gave the knowledge seekers they did to spread the technology, and some did, and some did what they wanted. Now it's time the Keshe Foundation to take totally everything under one control. We have two very capable ladies within the head of the Keshe Foundation, and we have a massive team in the background working, and we don't need to hope to do. We have all the basic foundation to achieve such a thing is there. Now it's just to gel it up. We have everything. There are over 200, 300 million people who go across Keshe Foundation every year. And we have a solid base of at least 100 million people who are using, are there, and they will go with it. The core of people who sit in these meetings and we see everywhere, this is what I call the solid base. But the other side are people who, interesting enough, we show something today, you see it right across internet with all the Keshe and knowledge seeker shops belonging to thousands of them will have the product tomorrow. So how come they're not here? But thousands of Keshe Foundation, tens of thousands of Keshe Foundation website selling from ganses to things. How do they work? And the product is there is like a Pakistani shops. In olden days when we used to live in Manchester, Pakistanis used to go every week to Marks and Spencer, which is a store for clothing, see what they have bought for this week. They used to take a picture or draw it and then go home, and in the back sewing rooms with the wives and daughters make 150 copies, buy the cloth and sell it to the wholesalers you bought in the supermarkets or in the market traders. And the Keshe Foundation knowledge seekers have done the same with the Keshe Foundation. Whatever we show, being the pen, being the patch, being whatever, within a few weeks or a few days appears in their shops. Thousands of you just go on the internet and see how many Keshe Foundation knowledge seekers are selling clothing or whatever to do with the Keshe Foundation. And they call it Keshe Foundation plasma technology. But they're not here. As one of the Universal Council members, very original first ones, which I asked him to step down, he said, Mr. Keshe, I'm in the Keshe Foundation to make money. And if my website makes money for me and my family, we are living off you. I don't care what you teach. I said, you can't be a member of the Universal Council. I walked with him and his wife in Rome. So they have established a base for us. But as I said, I don't leave any bones. You will see many of them within the next 6 months, 12 months will not be there. They did not put back into the foundation. They did not do anything with teaching. They didn't do anything to expand. So I don't see any reason the ones who don't follow the ETA spot to be there, and the ones who've been and done and worked around us, we support them to build it up and see what happens. You'll see the changes even in the Keshe Foundation shop. You start seeing it, and then the rest is the, as I said, everything has been discussed with the Keshe Foundation team, and as of this week, you will start seeing us places you've never seen us, and we take position on under our own name.
So,
Really
Mr. Keshe,
looking forward to that.
me too.
So happy.
Me too. Mr. Keshe, will this be like a Keshe Foundation eBay or Amazon type of?
We are not disclosing anything.
Okay. No.
We are not disclosing. You got to realize when we announced the enhancement unit in Linz, they called the heads of the Linz exhibition center. Everything you can imagine, they told them to stop. They went to the government, they went everywhere to stop what we do. We don't need to. And it came from Belgium, nobody else, and the Germans. We don't need to announce anything, we just do. We have invested millions of dollars, and now we thought it was a long time. Now it's time to use the investments of the Keshe Foundation. I have pumped in millions and millions of dollars into Keshe Foundation, into the factories and everything else for past years. And now it's time to come back for the foundation to do its work. You will see, because now I buy 2 suits, actually 3 suits. And one of the suits which I've decided to take up after so many years, I have worn for many years. And so now we have a good team. And in this process, all it needs to show them how to go, and they do the expansion. Anyway, let's see what comes up.
A massive bright light down the tunnel.
Well, you see, I was explaining to the head of the Keshe Foundation today. It's very simple. The thing is, now we've done all the teaching, a lot of teaching is done. A lot of spread of the technology has been done by many knowledge seekers, as I said, everything else. But you got to see what is going to happen. A lot of people came to the foundation through the work of the Corona. Now that we open new ways across the internet that people can buy products and they can see the benefit of whatever it does and they purchase, they come to the foundation. They come to understand the work of the foundation and the teaching and the rest of it. The purpose of going to commercialization such a vast way is not going to the newspapers or whatever. By delivering the technology, we bring people to the foundation. That's the essence of the work. That's why I go this way. To me, it's not commercializing. To me, is spreading the technology, like you knowledge seekers and the ones you teach, directly into the hand of the public. Every product will have the link to the Keshe Foundation. People come to see, to understand the knowledge.
I think, Mr. Keshe, this strategy is one of the best strategy. I mean, I always wanted the unit to come in and be spread as fast as possible, because the news spreads just like people on social media. A product comes in, before you know it, millions of people know about the product. This is the same. As soon as you cure people, the spread of news is faster than virus. So now that you are trying to be in every household, as soon as people buy one product, just like the way you always mention, you just have to just get one soul on board. As soon as a person buys a product and they see the result, the news will just spread faster than AdSense. So this is a very good strategy, and I'm sure this will have a lot of positive return.
It works.
Faster.
It works. Don't worry, Mr. Kawas. I come from owning a chain of stores, and I know how to promote.
Bless you.
Thank you very much. I know the strength of the promotion, how to hit, and the way everything needs to be done. But 20 years, my concentration was on teaching. Now I still teach, spreading knowledge. I still, as usual, everybody knows, 10 o'clock is the time I always appear in my office. I never go to work at 9 o'clock, very seldom. And we start a new cycle. And with it, we start a new generation. But in the background, the Keshe Foundation team worldwide in the past days have been instructed exactly how and where to go and what to do. And we build it up very rapidly. And we make it up to the point that we, by products, by delivering of the products, we bring people to the foundation where they can see the effect. And then through it, we create a new generation of workers. It is the way it has to be. And as I said, there is a lot of angles to it, but the research and development has a priority in a different way. But now that we have taught enough, knowledge seekers has spread the Keshe Foundation in every corner of this planet. Now it's time to deliver. And we deliver nation by nation. Wherever you go, you put the Keshe Foundation in the next 3 to 6 months, you will see Keshe Foundation as a product, as a way of living. And we promote our work in a very rapid way, in a big way to do. We have all the structure, everything has been said. As I said to the heads of the foundation in past meetings in past few days, we are a vertical organization. Technology is ours, teaching is ours, manufacturing is ours, retail is ours. We don't need to go anywhere outside. It's just adapting new technologies into the Keshe Foundation.
And there is no organization in the world which is so vertically organized. Even the biggest conglomerates, they have got their factories spread everywhere, and they're dependent on those factories. And this is
You'll
massive
see,
advantage.
it is what it is, and this is the way it is. We'll get all the things done this way. All my corporations over years are all vertical. I always will. What I do in the foundation is what I've done in my other businesses for years. Even when I used to be a major diamond dealer, from the mine, I used to call the white man because I only used to buy white stones. From the mine to the earring to the retail, it was all mine. To the cutting the diamond, to setting up the diamond, to retailing of the diamond, everything was done. This is the way I always work. To me, it's a natural way to do. But now we have the knowledge, we have technology, we can say diversity. And if a competition comes, I've instructed the Keshe Foundation directors half price. Whatever they put, we make it 50%. As an organization, we can stand 6 months of one line. The companies who, if they work with us in the right way, we support. You will see Keshe Foundation in a different angle as a business now, a multi-trillion business in the next 2 years. We have even the what do you call, Global as a trading company in America. Already there we own 95.5% of the share of the company, which are now allowing you to move much. Now the instruction has gone, now give instruction to those who handle us to bring us to $100, $250 share in the next few years. If you bought shares in Keshe Foundation Global, keep it. We kept it to 1 and 2 cents. Yep. And this is how it'll be. We are releasing more technologies through our companies within the global.
Have you resolved all problems there? Because as I understood from some time back, there were problems.
We don't have a problem. Our problem walked out of the White House last week.
Ah, that was the problem. Good,
Yep.
good, good.
The blonde is gone. Our problem in global is a, what do you call it, the way stock is set up. It has nothing unless we put things into it and we have to prepare to invest in it. Now we start investing. But it'll take a couple of years. It won't happen tomorrow, but we have to see. I think you should have asked that question.
Well, it was, I remembered something in a workshop some time back.
No, I mean the question about half an hour ago.
Sorry.
Don't worry, but it is there. You would, would have known. We are gradually building into this. And I think it's time to show the value of the foundation and the work of the foundation. New products, new innovations. And to understand how things work. And everything belongs to us, from the knowledge to the manufacturing and to the website to retail and the rest of it. But we are spread around the world.
I think a lot of knowledge seekers are going to have a lot of satisfaction now because we've taken a lot over the years.
It is the way always. It goes through a hardship to build, and then now we have built. We have built, and we will extend, and you will see a lot of mergers of Keshe Foundation with working with different companies. You will see the new set of products as of tomorrow, one by one, will be added to the Keshe Foundation website. And everything, you will see the changes. Very simple products, and the big products and the small products and all sorts. But it's not just the Keshe Foundation website. We are moving out of the Keshe Foundation website. And into every language of the Keshe Foundation. You will see the structure coming up.
But are you going to do that quietly from the beginning or sort of have a grand opening?
No, we don't have a grand opening. It needs to be built. The grand opening was 20 years ago when we started the Keshe Foundation.
Well, I wish I could find some of your work from 20 years back, apart from the NASA. things because I was looking for it.
My very first original paper is 1985.
Wow. But is there any link to it on the internet?
I don't even know what the paper is. But there is a letter from NASA because that innovation was offered to NASA. NASA must be holding it somewhere. I have a letter dated 14th of June, 1985.
What was the paper on?
Flight system without the fuel, what you call UFOs.
And is that the same as now, or it's gone major
It's
revamping?
major revamping. It's totally
That's what I thought.
yeah, but that was the initial structure concept. The original flight system fuel was shown to professors in Queen Mary College in 1981.
Well, I'm surprised that Queen Mary didn't do more with your work.
Oh, what are geniuses in Queen Mary. I wasn't counted as much. Queen Mary still today is a very strange university or a college, part of London University. All London college universities are this way. They are specialized in two extremes. And many geniuses come from it.
Oh, well, I will research more. Thank you.
You have, if you're researching, you go back into originally late 1990s, 2000. You find a lot of my work in NASA chat rooms.
Already picked that up some time back. I have that.
Mr. Keshe was
Okay.
actually banned from the NASA chat rooms because he was teaching the scientists too much.
That's why we opened the forum in the Keshe Foundation. That was the main reason. Can you send me those links that we can put them into archives? Or
I'll send you what I've got.
send them to Ella, please.
Okay.
They keep it and then we look at it.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Keshe, sorry, I'm not sure if you would have an answer for this, but or you most probably would. All those collaboration, all those passing information to NASA, did they do anything on it? Have they developed any of it and they kept it secret?
Yes.
They have. So how comes they haven't used it in places?
They have used a lot of the technology of Keshe Foundation. Even our plasma technology is researched and partially developed in different ways by NASA.
Because of the bad intention, they can't utilize it.
No, it's just that the situation I carry uranium passport.
Ah.
And one of the heads of the Keshe Foundation is not very much in favor of Keshe, Mr. Keshe, because he's a Iranian himself. He's been told to take that position.
An all-encompassing thank you from humanity, Mr. Keshe.
Oh, we're all there to serve your teachings, your times. You do not know how many lives you've saved with past few weeks of your program. People learn and people teach and people serve.
Mr. Keshe, sorry, this is a question, is a little bit of an oddball. There may not be an answer. I hit a lot of like a lot of others do as well. Obviously, I'm not the only one. Um, we tend to hit a lot of dead end with people. They're just like so narrow minded. They just don't want to listen to anything. They're not open to any suggestion, and they don't want to.
It means
dig
leave
in.
them.
What
Leave
is
them.
yes, you're right, but sometimes they're in a very bad situation. You want to help them, and you
They
just
don't,
can't
because it
consciously. You can't.
means the thing is you can offer the technology, let them do it themselves. And a lot of things is that there is a truth, there is a fact that you cannot save all the lives. And man has a term of life here. And we stand the consequence of our conduct. You don't know why they are in that position. You want to help, you teach the knowledge and you bring the knowledge, but using it is theirs. It's, as you know, we started a 25,000 square meter farming test about a month ago. And the farmer just wanted to test a small piece, 25,000 was enough. And all the farms around, hundreds of thousands of square meters, they knew there is something happening here. And they're all watching it, what's going to happen. And yesterday, the farmer, the Keshe Foundation team were in the farm. The change is so drastic that he has said that he wants to give the rest of the land. Can they do something now with other harvest, which what you call it, the seeds which has put in, because the change is so big that he can use those that they can reach to this. I said, yes, we can do it. Now the farmers, all the farmers in the area, they've seen it. Now they want to join in and they use the technology. And this is how it works. This is how they learn, they go and they teach. They would not do it. The farmer was a bit shaky when what happened, they planted 2 weeks late because they were trying, they did make a decision, they're trying to use the ganses. So by the time they made the ganses, they went there to put the seeds in. They were 2 weeks late behind the other farmers. And now after 2 weeks, after, 4 weeks, they come back yesterday. And they are 2 weeks ahead of the other farmers in the growth. And the vegetation totally looks different. And it has puzzled many of them how with such a system, there is such a big difference with literally not doing much. And it's very interesting. And we keep on getting what we call the difference in the products and in the what we call the harvest will come in and you will see it. And the strangest thing for them is that they cannot believe just some water can bring such a change. And it's very interesting for the farmers, even the quality of the the growth in 4 weeks is so drastic.
So, Mr. Keshe, do you see? Well, obviously, of course, you do. This is exactly what I'm trying to say. Now, those farmers are an absolute true believers. So it's very easy to get them in every direction in terms of the knowledge. Now, this is exactly what I'm trying to. I was trying to ask: is there anything in the Keshe's arsenal where, like, some sort of magic wand, when you're telling these people, look, this is what it is, that's what plasma is, and then they say, you know, most probably you're just a fruitcake, or you're talking nonsense and whatever. You say, look, do you see this? Is there anything that you could show them more or less there, and then say, look, this is the effect, just like the way the farmers have seen after 4 weeks, the magic wand.
Well, even if you say it could be accidental, how many times have you done that? I just put a picture on. This is the same, the farmer. This is the seed which haven't used the GANs. And this is the seed which has used the GANs next to it.
Huge difference, huge difference.
Yep.
Unbelievable. God bless.
And these are pictures in past 24 hours. It's
Do
a
we have-
huge, pardon?
Sorry, my apology. Yes, it's a huge difference. Is there any magic wand that an ordinary person like us can use? Because obviously, we're in
No,
a
when
city.
people ask for a magic, let us do the magic. That's the job of the foundation. And we have to deliver it in a very, very right way. We are targeting 21st of March for a change. And that change will start in a very soft way. And this year, before the end of the year, we'll see the birth of new structure. And we are in it now. I always said I walked away from the world of business to develop, but now I have to return to it to bring the technology into the world of business. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you very, very, very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe. God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe, so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe, and good luck.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Keshe. Thank you very much.
Thank you from Australia.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe.
Thank you, all of you. Thank all of us. That many of us have been the backbone of teaching, and we still teach. It's a collective work. But now it's time. We've sown many seeds, and now it's time to harvest. And in a way, we harvest souls and beauty of theirs to be shown, and see how we go and how we will change things. Thank you very much, and good night.